Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when you worked on saving the relationship. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you were in the relationship, I can assure you there were many times you were working on saving the relationship. You would be communicating with the person, i.e. the narcissist, and you would be saying, hey, can we just sit down and grab a cup of coffee and talk about the direction of the relationship, because it appears that some things have changed. Now, back then, of course, you did not know what kind of relationship you were in. Now you do, and you understand why you could never save the relationship. The first reason is because the relationship certainly had an expiration date. Tough pill to swallow, but it's real. Second, it was when you were working on the relationship, the narcissist was doing anything but that. And third, and lastly for this part of the video, is that relationship wasn't what you thought it was. You were revealing yourself to the narcissist virtually from the minute you met them, but certainly when you were trying to save the relationship, you were telling them what you wanted to do, what was not going right in the relationship, and you were giving them ammunition to use against you later on, or even when you're trying to have that conversation. So when you were working on saving the relationship, think about what I'm mentioning. That means when you were doing it, you knew that something was off in the relationship. That's why you were working on saving it. You were trying to rebuild it. You were trying to keep it held together, because most likely you were the glue that kept the family together if you married the narcissist, or if the narcissist is in your family. Maybe it's a mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister. But the same thing if it was a romantic relationship or a friendship. You were trying to work things through. Same thing if it was a business associate as well, a partner perhaps, or even a neighbor. But what happened there is you didn't have the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle. You did not know that the person was actually feeding off of you. When you were sharing information with them, perhaps even oversharing information with them, telling them what you wanted to fix, what you wanted to correct, you were giving them the playbook. You were giving them you were giving them the knowledge that you were considering and how you could fix the relationship with their help. And all they were doing was listening to every word you said. Maybe they gave you a nod or some word salad, or agreed and said, yeah, it sounds good, we could do that. But remember, with the narcissist, their actions do not match their words. The narcissist will do whatever they want, whenever they want, in whatever time they want to do it. Many times they don't do anything at all, specifically if they know you want to do it. So when you were working on saving the relationship, there were already cracks in the armor. That relationship was already not what you thought it was. And the narcissist knew this. The narcissist looked at you when you first met them as an opportunity. They looked at you as somebody to take advantage of. They looked at somebody who they could take as much as they possibly could from. And they know what they are doing. They knew what they were doing back then, and they know what they're doing right now. This is a skill set of the narcissist. It is to manipulate people, to tell them not truths, to tell them partial truths, to leave the truth out, to tell anybody anything they want to without any consequences. And once somebody catches on to who the narcissist actually is, and perhaps you called the narcissist out, maybe you put up a boundary. When I said call them out, I'm not inferring that you called them the narcissist, but maybe you did. But when you stood up and had a boundary and you told them what you were actually doing, and the relationship was wearing thin, and you were doing all the work in the relationship and they were doing virtually nothing, that's when they usually would discard people. Because the narcissist does not want to be exposed. They do not want people to see behind the mask. They do not want people to have a spine and to be strong. They do not want people to have boundaries. And when you were in the relationship, just go back in time for a moment. I'm certain there were many times that you would be talking to the narcissist and you would be saying, hey, let's talk about this. Let's work it out. I mean, it seems like you're not really doing much here and I'm doing everything, but this has to change. And that's just one little thing that you may have said. And what would the narcissist do? Again, they would just shrug their shoulders or look at you and say, well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Or, do you know how many people want to be with me? Or they would say, yes, you know what, you're right. I'm going to contribute more. I'm going to do more. But only if you do this. That's another thing. Remember, what the narcissist wants from people is they want to take more than they give. Now, virtually the narcissist will give you nothing other than heartache, sorrow, loss, manipulation, and things like that. But what they will take is they will take as much as they possibly can. But everything to the narcissist is a negotiation. Every single thing. It's a contract. There is no love or empathy within these people. They look at everything as a deal that must be struck. And they'll say whatever they can to get people to agree upon the deal, and then later on, as the deal comes to fruition, they will not hold their end of the bargain. Now, I'm not saying this happens every time, but it happens a lot of times. And if it happens once, it's one too many times, because when you agree on something, let's say it is a business deal, or it is an agreement to do a certain thing with somebody, well, my hope is they keep their end of the bargain. I know that I did. I kept my end of the bargain, and I try to do that each and every day, and I'm sure you do too, but that's not what the narcissist does. They will say whatever they want to, and they'll do whatever they want to, and they will always believe that they're smarter than you, that you'll never catch on to them, that you won't be strong enough to remove yourself from the relationship, or that you won't heal. But when you were working on saving the relationship, again, as I mentioned, there were already signs of wear and tear on the relationship. And what you found is that you were giving to a fault. You were giving an awful lot in that relationship, and you changed your whole patterns, your days, your weeks, your months, to accommodate the narcissist. This is how the narcissist wanted it to be, because they did not want you having healthy, stable relationships with other people. They wanted to isolate you. They wanted to keep you as far away from your immediate family, or your friends, or your hobbies, or your coworkers, or your neighbors as they possibly could get you. The narcissist wanted you to turn into an extension of them. The narcissist wanted you to lose your identity to them. The narcissist wanted you to be basically a robot, a walking apology, an unpaid helper, somebody who would do things for them at the drop of a hat, and that would elevate them way high up on the pedestal and to the detriment of yourself. That's what they want. They want people around them to do things for them, because the narcissist at their core, they're lazy, they're cowards, and they're bullies, and they're master manipulators. You now understand that all those times you try to talk with the narcissist about repairing the relationship or changing the direction of the relationship to a healthier, more stable direction, the narcissist would not do anything to help you out. Now again, they may keep you stuck in a word salad loop. They may completely ghost you. They may give you the silent treatment. They may actually have agreed with you. You know what? You're right. I don't think I'm giving as much. I should probably do a little bit more. I doubt they would do that. But let's say they did. Okay, well then what would happen the next day? The next day, when these changes were supposed to have been made, it's right back as if that conversation never happened. The narcissist just erased everything like that conversation never happened, because the narcissist changes their mind any which way the wind blows. What they care about is themselves. They do not care about anybody else, only what other people provide for them. And that includes anybody that is in close proximity of the narcissist. The narcissist is an accumulator. They accumulate broken hearts, they accumulate relationships, they accumulate tangible assets, they accumulate money, they accumulate broken relationships in any different setting possible. I mean, in the family, their own kids, their grandparents, their parents, neighbors, colleagues, businesses. The narcissist is a wrecking ball. They're a bull in a china shop. And by now, you probably have acquired the wisdom, or you are getting the wisdom and understanding that the narcissist can't change. They won't introspect. They won't be accountable. They won't take any blame for anything in the failing of any relationship. That is why when you meet the narcissist, or when you met the narcissist, let's say it was a romantic relationship, they probably came at you or a friendship, they came at you from a position of weakness or vulnerability, or, you know, all my exes, this one did this to me, this one did that to me, I had such a terrible upbringing. They would blame everybody but themselves. That is a clear illustration of how the narcissist thinks. They don't think that they do anything wrong. They don't ever believe that they do anything wrong. That what they do believe is that they can fool people, specifically new people who don't know what narcissistic abuse is and who haven't gone through the cycle. And also, they want to recycle former relationships of people who have not healed, of people who have not grown, people who have not put up boundaries, people who haven't blocked the narcissist. These people didn't get that needle in a haystack like you have acquired. The needle in the haystack is typing something in the browser or the search engine or on YouTube, something popped up and it led you to narcissism. When that happened, that changed your life forever. You probably sat back on the couch and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what this is. This video, it's checking all the boxes of the relationship I was in. And then you're stunned, you're baffled, you're floored. You can't believe it because recently you were discarded, let's say, and you finally figured out who that person was, which is a narcissist or a toxic person, whatever you want to call them. And then you realized, I need answers. This person who I was in the relationship with, they're not going to give me closure. They actually want me stuck. They don't want me advancing. They don't want me healing. They don't want me becoming educated and awakened. They don't want me to become empowered. They don't want me to figure out what's going on. But you, again, are one of the fortunate ones because you're in the community. You understand that not everybody has the wisdom that you have acquired. Not everybody has gone through the cycle and healed. Not everybody has gone through the cycle and figured out what kind of relationship they were in. So many people stay stuck in the fog of the narcissist. They can't wrap their head around what kind of relationship that was. And those people, perhaps right now, are the people that are still trying to save the relationship. And if they're trying to save a relationship and it involves a narcissist, the narcissist is getting supply from them trying to save the relationship, and the narcissist will make that a long and painful, drawn-out experience because that's what they do. The narcissist does not ever, ever want to patch up any relationship for anything other than their own benefit. And what that benefit would be, once you've identified that you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's to keep you around as the sounding board, as the walking apology, as someone to verbally abuse, etc. The narcissist doesn't care about people as beautiful, bright, shining lights. They don't care about people as beautiful empaths. They care about people as people to be weaponized against and people to be abused financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, every way possible. That is the loop. That's the cycle the narcissist is stuck in. And you too were stuck in that for a period of time. But my hope is you've broken free and you're now understanding that the narcissist can't change. They're actually getting worse over time. And when you were trying to save that relationship, back then you didn't know what you're up against. So it was only natural because that's what you're accustomed to doing in your life. You're accustomed to giving everything your all, to working and doing the best job you can with relationships, with business, with your hobbies, with anything you do. You give it your all, and you gave that narcissistic relationship your all also. I can assure you did. The reason why is because you're becoming educated and you're understanding that that relationship, it definitely had an expiration date. And that each and every day, the narcissist was getting more and more supply from your misery, from your discomfort, from your trying to save the relationship. Now, I know it's a twisted way to think, but that's how these people think. Your pain is their pleasure. Your discomfort is their thrill. The narcissist needs to keep people in a loop of confusion, manipulation, chaos, and destruction. Yeah, there are a lot of pretty heavy adjectives, but if you are in a narcissistic relationship, you know what I'm talking about. These are not kind, loving, stable, healthy relationships. You have two people, at least two people. One when the front door opens and another one out in general public. But in between, the mask can be super glued for a couple minutes. If you're at the grocery store, it can be super glued for 3 hours if they're on an airplane. It can be super glued for 4 hours at a barbecue. It can be unglued whenever you're on vacation or a holiday or a birthday event comes up. This is how the narcissist behaves. There is no stability. There is no tranquility like that. The narcissistic relationship will take you very high and it will drop you extremely low. And in between, you will never know what version of the narcissist you're going to get. Are you going to get Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Are you going to have to continue to walk around on eggshells? Are you going to try to save that relationship one more time when you know the narcissist hasn't changed or lifted a finger to do anything on their behalf to repair the relationship? The narcissist goes from person to person, place to place, city to city, town to town, country to country, and they look for unsuspecting people or recycled people that they can enter relationships with again. That's why, let's think about the Hoover for a minute. Let's say that the relationship ended 10 years ago and you're still getting educated and you still have boundaries and you're doing great. And then you get an email or a letter in the mail or something and it's from the narcissist. Why do you think you received that? Of course, it's a Hoover. It's because they're running low on supply and they're missing the best thing they've ever had, which was you, because you crossed their mind for some reason and they're testing the temperature of the relationship or the former relationship if it can be rekindled. And of course, do not accept a Hoover. We already know that, and the narcissist should be blocked everywhere. But having said these things, when you are in the relationship with the narcissist, you tried your best. You tried to save the relationship. You worked on yourself. You worked on the relationship. You were being broken left, right, and center, meaning you were giving to a fault. And it seemed like each and every day, week, month, that things were deteriorating even more. And the narcissist was around less, or the narcissist was on their smartphone more and more, or they were staying at work later more and more, or they were not spending time with you more and more. See, the narcissist, when they have what they want, they don't want it. And when they don't have what they want, they do want it. That is one of the conundrums of the narcissistic relationship. It's bizarre world. What is left is right. What is up is down. What is in is out. And this is exactly all by design on the behalf of the narcissist. The narcissist wore the mask in the beginning of the relationship. They manipulated you. They told you A, B, and C, and they promised you A, B, and C, and they gave you X, Y, and Z, and worse. The narcissist is an empty shell. They're hollow. There's nothing to these people, and they know it, and now you know it. So when you are giving your energy to the narcissist in that relationship, trying to save the relationship, you did the best you possibly could. And if that relationship could have been saved or repaired, it would have been. The thing is, the person you were trying to save the relationship with, that relationship was unsavable because the person that you were trying to, the relationship you were a part of that you were trying to save, the other person didn't want to save it. They wanted to inflict as much damage, and they wanted that relationship to break. They did not want stability in the relationship. They wanted that to break. They wanted to watch your resources get decimated. They wanted to watch you squirm, and I'm being polite there. They wanted to watch you give to a fault so you would never figure out what you were up against. That's why so frequently when you're in these relationships, the narcissist gives you that look. They give you the smirk. They give you the side eye. They give you these little tells that tell you, but you didn't know it back then, that they're watching your life fall apart and they're getting pleasure from it. They're enjoying it. The thing is, you weren't supposed to figure it out because you were in a relationship with a person who they looked at the relationship as it was nothing but a game, and you were a pawn, and they believed they were the king or the queen, and they could move you around however they wanted to because they could. Until when? That's right, until they couldn't, until it's checkmate and you win, and you have actually beaten the narcissist, you've blocked them, gone no contact, etc. That's the path. Because once you've identified that you're in a relationship with a toxic person, it is 1 minute too long. You need serenity, peace, calmness, abundance in your life. You don't need drama or manipulation. You don't need to be financially abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused, spiritually abused. Those days are long over. You're now applying the tools and you understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So when you are trying to save that relationship, that's how strong you are. That's how courageous you are. That's what I did, and it never could work. I used to try to have a conversation called adult time, and adult time is nothing more than sitting down at a table talking, just two adults, and trying to figure out how the relationship could be mended or healed, or what direction we could go in that would be less drama involved. Never worked. The next day would always go back to square one, and I was manipulated for years, and I never could figure it out. Until when? That's right, until I did. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. And there is a lot of action in the Carolina woods today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. God bless you all. And remember, when you were working on saving the relationship, that's what you're supposed to do. But then again, if you're in a healthier, more stable relationship, you shouldn't have to work that hard to fix it, because your partner should be trying to maintain the course of the relationship on their own. But when you're in a relationship with a person who's trying to destroy the relationship because they've taken everything from you they possibly can, it's irreparable. There's nothing you can do about it, and that's the narcissistic relationship. And remember, the cycle will go on and on and on. It just needs to go on without you, unfortunately. That's how this thing works. So that's why you need to have boundaries, and you need to say no, the strongest word in the English language. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys. That bird is having so much fun.